spit gems. Today, I have not only a friend, a brother, but one of my favorite MCs of all time, one of the greatest entrepreneurial success stories to come out of NYC, to come out of the United States, period. My brother, Gorilla Nems. Yo, thank you for taking the time, bro. Word
That was
up.
a great intro, bro. Your debts are cleared now. Don't worry.
I know you're a busy man, son. Thank you, Nems. Yo, right off the bat, man, right off the bat, without telling me, the whole world knows who you are and knows what you do. Without telling me your name or your occupation or even a hobby, who are you?
I'm the face of New York City.
Mm.
I embody all five boroughs in one fucking person.
I run this whole shit. You just an intern. I'm the king of New York. You Lawrence Fishburne.
Let's get right into the next so-called difficult question.
Yeah,
Do you believe in God?
absolutely. I just did my shahada.
Did hold on,
No, that's not even a joke. I'm
that's a
serious.
that's a real thing.
Contrary to this chain right here, I bought this before I did my shahada, and this is really just like old school,
This
you
is
know,
old.
like
This is old.
all our uncles was wearing shit like this in the 80s and the 90s. So I always wanted something like this, you know what I'm saying? But
That
yeah, I
old
did my,
gangster Catholic shit right there, right?
yeah, son, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I really did my shahada like a couple months, like a month or two ago, right in the beginning of Ramadan.
Yo, that's a mind blower right there. God bless, son. God bless. That's
Thank you,
wow.
bro.
Wow, what led you to that?
Being around some of the closest people to me Muslim and for the last couple years, and it opened up my eyes because you know growing up in New York City, we're around all types of
Fact.
religions and creeds, but you never really like if you don't have somebody that's really close to you in that religion. You know, you believe what the fucking news says, and you believe like the lies that they tell you. And in my experience, um, it just wound up being the complete opposite. Like some people, when I started really being around the Muslim faith, and they're some of the most caring, they're some of the most like they can meet somebody off the street, and just because they're Muslim, they'll let them stay at their house, and everything will be all good. Like I don't see no other religions doing that. And besides, people think Allah and God is true. It's all the same. It's God. You know what I'm saying? They just call it in their language. And I really started just opening my eyes to the type of people that are in that faith, and them way more believing and really stand with what they believe in, and that attracted me.
Beautiful. That's amazing, brother. Did just out of curiosity, did the rest of the outside team also were they influenced by this?
Nah, they wasn't. It's just me.
This is a personal thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. So that would lead me right to the next question, which you've already expounded upon. What does the word religion mean to you when you hear it?
I mean, religion means what does it mean to me? You know, religion. I'm gonna keep it real. Religion to me means kind of bullshit.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of beliefs that other people bestow upon you, and I'm not really religious, bro. Like I can't quote you scriptures. I can't
right.
quote you nothing from the Quran and none of that, man. It's just what I believe. I have a personal relationship with a higher power. You know what I'm saying?
What about Exodus 133?
But I have no idea what that is. Oh
God
yeah,
gave Nems Coney
them
Island.
Coney Islands. They go and rep that
Chapter
shit.
1, verse 33 out the Exodus. God gave Nems Coney Alice and go and rep that shit.
See, I grew up. I went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy, bro. I did all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother is heavy into the church. So I know like the here and there stuff, but I never really read none of the stuff. I just know that when I was at my worst times, there was a higher power looking out for me, and
No
I've
doubt.
been at the bottom of life, and there was something out there that because I've been through stuff that. A lot of other people died over or just went through way worse situations. There was something walking with me and crawling with me at my worst times.
100%, 100%. I would agree. I could certainly relate. I could also relate to something you said. You speak about God and how God has always been there for you, but religion, you know what I'm saying, doesn't seem to be like a mandate for you. I'm in the same exact mind state, and I've been there for quite a while now. I study religion passionately. It's just a field of study that I've always been interested in since very young. But the more I've studied religion, the more I've found that me personally, I feel like it's not necessary to have a connection with God, just as you illustrated just now. But
Absolutely.
do you
Not
feel that at some point you may, now that you are in this new phase of your life with a connection to God, new understanding of it, do you think that you'll get into maybe reading some of the Quran or getting into scripture at some point?
absolutely. 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 I if the younger me would be like, nah. But the older I get, the more I realize that things that seem foreign today, tomorrow might not be that foreign. It's always your turn. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're the same person you was 10 years ago, you're failing at life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole purpose of life is to keep elevating and constantly changing with the times. And I was telling I forgot who I was telling, but we were driving through somewhere, and I was like, "Yo, listen, man. If you die in the same place you were born, you failed at life." You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? I think I was talking to my cousin Mello about the projects, and I was like, "Yo, bro, the whole object is to get the fuck out of here.
for
Like,
sure.
if it's the wait a wasted life is being born in one project and living your whole life through there and dying in that same project. Not saying, no, I'm not talking about people that, get killed at 20 or 19. I'm saying
Of
somebody that
course.
lives a full life. You know what
Somebody
I'm
by
saying? Like,
choice. Somebody who does this by choice.
yes. And sometimes they don't have a choice. So I'm not speaking down on them
Right.
either. But the goal is to always strive for something better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I agree, man.
Even if
Well
you
put.
don't attain it, at least strive for it. At least
I
want something
trying.
better for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather die trying 100%. 100%. Speaking of the projects though, man, I wanted to just give somebody their flowers real quick, man. My homeboy PC, a little younger than me, maybe a couple years younger than me, but some people know him as Proper Connect. He's actually the first person to say your name to me. And this is like 2000, like 2007, 2008, something like that. You know what I'm saying? He was always trying to like put studio equipment together, like help me with shit. He would come and like just give me random pieces of equipment. You know what I mean? But he'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
Nems, yo, you know about Nems, Coney Island? You know what I mean? I should be like, nah, I know someone's on the Fight Club and shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get music going and all that. But yo, every time I seen him, though, son. You know what I mean? But
I,
shout out to son, man. Word up.
I wound up working with his sister in sanitation.
Is that
She
what it
wound
is?
up, yeah.
But you knew him before then or after
No,
that?
I still don't. I met him. I met him once or twice. If he
Okay.
walked by me, I couldn't even recognize his face. I know him through the internet, but I
Mm.
do know that his sister Z, she was in my same class when we started sanitation. And then she told me like, yo, my brother loves your stuff. And then, she wound up living right by me, so we would carpool together when we first started on the job. So that's I met him maybe once or twice. I don't really know him
No,
like that.
no doubt. Shout out to son though, because he was right for whatever it was worth. From that young, he was right. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Word. Yo, let's get into some music though, man. I mean, you got a long fucking list of bangers, son. You know what I'm saying? And the
Thank you.
last, I mean, you haven't missed and maybe never, son, but these last couple joints have been sure shots. You know what I'm saying? What would you say is your favorite album? Not the one that did the best, not the one that fucking everybody knows, or maybe it is that one, but you personally, what body of work is you most proud of?
I like Gorilla Monsoon. I like Fuck Your Love as well. And I would say my top three is Gorilla Monsoon, Fuck Your Love, and Congo. A lot of the Congo shit I liked a lot. I like that album a lot, which is my last one with Bing Bong on
Yeah,
it and shit like that.
right.
But this next one that I'm working on, America's Sweetheart, I feel like this is just gonna be the one. Like I thought I was done with it, and in the last month, I've done 6 brand new songs. In the last 2 weeks, I've done like 5 new songs. I'm on it right now. There's times with me where I won't do a song in fucking 6 months to a year. I won't even write a rhyme. You know
Be
what I'm
like that.
saying? And then when it's really go time, like when I have a couple joints. So originally what happened is Congo happened where we was working on Rise of the Silverback since the pandemic, me and Scram Jones. So we would just chip away at it here and there. I would go to his house and then a year passed, then 2 years passed. And I was like, bro, this album's never coming out. Then the summer of 2020 or 2021, I was like, bro, I'm not going another summer without dropping a project. In 3 weeks, I did the Congo album, did that shit, banged that shit out mad fast, put it out. And then we kept working on fucking Rise of the Silverback. And then Rise of the Silverback. Then we met with Paul, with Rosenberg. And he was like, this was like in August or September. And he was like, yo, give me till January and then we'll start working on something. What do you guys want out of it? We told him what we wanted money wise and all of that. So I was like, bro, I'm not waiting another 5 months. So in that like 2, 3 months between, I wanted to drop an album in December. So between October and November, I recorded this whole America's Sweetheart, or what I thought was it, probably like 11 or 12 songs. And then January came, Paul was like, yo, wait, give me a couple months, and it just put us on hold. But then it finally happened, the Rise of the Silverback shit, so I just stashed the shit that I have for America's Sweetheart. And now it's time to put the album back out. I listened to it, I was like, all right, we taking this one off, taking this one off, and then I just started going through the beats I have, because even though I don't write, I stockpile beats. And then it's just been go time the last couple months. I mean, the last couple weeks. And I just been banging these songs out. I wrote one last night in a fucking hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on it right now.
That's what's
I
up.
mean,
That's what's up. So possibly this year we'll see that album.
no, 100% this year. I already
100.
played what I had for Paul, and we're in like the beginning phases of it where we're starting to contact producers. And now that I'm on the actual label, you got to fucking clear all samples, and bro, it's a fucking headache, bro. It's nothing like being independent is way easier, way easier. There's mad red tape when you're signed to a label, um, and I'm just learning that. So I'm getting accustomed to that type of vibe.
No doubt, no doubt. You definitely gonna figure it all out though. We looking forward to that album though, man. And I know you mentioned "Fuck Your Love." I always wanted to bring this up, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've told you in our own personal conversations that that's my favorite album of yours, right? And I have
Mhm.
there's a there's a constellation of reasons surrounding why I feel that way, right? And probably because I felt like a lot of necessary pain came out in that album, and it seemed like it was a time when you were really forgiving yourself for shit. You know what I mean? Because we can always get forgiveness from other people and you know what I mean, all this other gratification from others. But on that project, it seemed like you was like, yo, I understand me now. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand what's going on. You know what I mean? And the song "Take It Away," right?
What's your life like? Mine's like a double-edged knife fight. No sisters, no brothers. Had to play myself. Pops died, mom's at work. I had to raise myself, so I grew up learning the wrong virtues.
I wish you did a video for that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front, son. That sample you sampled, I believe that's 9 Inch Nails. I don't know if it's the
Yeah,
original version.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's one of my favorite songs of all time. Hurt. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I actually prefer the Johnny Cash version. But that's one of the illest, man. And on that song, what a perfect fucking sample, B. To take that shit right there and then speak about what you were speaking about. Why didn't we get a video for that?
That album came out at a weird period. Not weird period, but it was just like a lot of things were going on. So when I did that album, I was in a relationship for like 2 years with this girl, and we had broken up. And also, I was on like my third or fourth year being clean without drugs or anything. Also, I was transitioning from actually being out there hustling, like hustling every day, like selling selling perks, ecstasy. The statute of limitations up. Perks, ecstasy, coke, all of that. That was my daily. But also going to school to be a drug counselor. Um, and I was still sleeping on my mother's couch. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a weird time. And I was really starting to take the rapping serious. I just started fucking with Busy, who's still was my manager back then, but now, and I was just going through a lot of shit. Like, and I was just finding how to deal with myself as a person without the use of drugs and going through a lot of stuff. And my life was transitioning. Also, I was turning 30, so the end of my 20s, and it was just like I was becoming a man. And I wrote that album with the intention of like, I don't know if I'm gonna let this shit out because it's mad personal. So I'm just gonna write these rhymes like nobody's gonna ever hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm gonna just let out pain. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. This is gonna be my therapy. So I don't know if I was gonna. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna release this, but I just need to write these thoughts down on paper, and then put them to music, and then the music just came out phenomenal, and I was just like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? There's a strength in vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people love DMX? Why do people love some of the greatest artists? Is because they just kept it real with who they were. You know what I'm saying? They didn't hold no punches, and that, you know, as rappers, you have an ego and I have to be this. I can't let the real me. Nah, sometimes it's the total opposite, man. And that's why people connect with people on a different type of level because they see that they're human and they see that they go through the same shit as everyone else. And that type of music is timeless. Like, yeah, I could make a fucking a joint, like a punch you in your face joint or a battle joint or a joint to play on the radio, but that shit comes and goes. The timeless shit is the shit that connects with people's feelings and shit that people really go through on a daily basis.
100%, man. 100%. Well said. And mission accomplished, though. You know what I'm saying? Because
Thank you.
that project helped me in my life at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very glad you put it out, and you gave that away for free, correct?
Absolutely, because I knew I was just like, it was like a coming of age type of thing. It was just like, now, you know, that's before I really was like, yo, I'm Gorilla Nems, and started branding everything Gorilla, and that was I kind of feel like that was the end of that era. I look at my music career in different eras. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the mixtape, "Fuck Your Life" Volume 1, 2, Super Marvelous mixtape, and then it comes to the President's Day, and that's just like, that's my drug life. You know what I'm saying? When I was on mad drugs, running the streets, going in and out of jail, and then I look at like, yeah, that's Skinny Nems, 100%.
For sure.
Then there's "Fuck Your Love," Filthy Fly shit. Uh I forgot. There's a couple other joints, and that's like when I just had gotten clean, and then it becomes, then there's the Planet of the Apes series and Gorilla mixtapes, and then Gorilla Monsoon, and then fucking Congo, and that's like the Gorilla era. And now that era's done. I'm still Gorilla Nims, but now it's like, all right, now I'm in this new plateau. You know, Rise of the Silverback was the end of it. Now it starts America's Sweetheart, where it's like, I named it that because somebody was in the comments was like, "Yo, it's crazy how the Fuck Your Life guy has become fucking America's sweetheart," and I was like, "Yo, that shit is hilarious," but it's also true. Like, everybody told me my whole career, you'll never make it saying "fuck your life" or being so vulgar, and that's exactly the shit that got me fucking signed and fucking took me to the next level or went viral. You know what I'm saying? Everything that people said wouldn't work is exactly what worked.
Crazy. One of the greatest comeback stories of all time, my G. On real shit, son. Just beautiful to see, man. Yo, I wanted to bring up, man. I wanted to bring up Coney Island. You know, the experience. The last couple of times I've been to the city, man, and I came out there to check you. As soon as you get into Coney Island, you're driving into Coney Island, something real like special starts to happen, man. And it's something that I haven't seen in New York City for a long time. Used to see this in Harlem, like Spanish Harlem gave off this kind of feel, you know what I mean? When you would start seeing the Puerto Rican flags everywhere, you know what I mean? And you'll start to see, you know what I mean, maybe Black Rob's fucking posters and promotion on certain shit. But when you go into Coney Island, man, it's you realize that you in gorilla Nems land now. Like, it's no way to, you know what I mean? From the promotion to the street promotion, just to literally people walking on the streets wearing the fucking garments. You know what I'm saying? It's really it's a vibe out there, man, and it's an atmosphere that you created. You know what I'm saying? And yo, I love going out there, B. It feels like I'm going like to fucking Hollywood or something. You know what I mean? How I imagine Queensbridge felt in like 96, 97, you know what I'm saying? Like, or 95, around when everybody was shaking out, you know? Yo, how soon did you know that you were gonna be able to create that? You were gonna be able to make this like utopia for yourself out there?
That has always exactly how you feel, like going into Queensbridge or Harlem and shit like that. I grew up the same way where I recognized that, and I always realized that Coney Island had nobody that, like, musically, that has ever took it to that level before. So as soon as I started rapping, I that was the goal. That was the end goal, or just the goal is to really, when you walk into Coney Island, you know that now we got somebody official repping for it. You know what I'm saying? There was never any rap artist. There was ball players, Steph, Bashy, Lance, Isaiah Whitehead, a couple others. You know what I'm saying? But it was just known for ball players. It never was like, yo, it's lit out here. This is an official part of Brooklyn. They never really even recognized Coney Island as like, and they didn't shout us out on Brooklyn's finest. They didn't shout us out in a lot of Brooklyn songs, and that shit always fucking wore heavy on my heart. Like, nah, we gonna make this a fucking, we gonna show what it really is. And I just it didn't happen overnight. It just slowly but surely, that's where I would meet all the people for merch. And then my cousins passed, so I wanted to do the dopest memorial of any person that ever had passed away. You know what I'm saying? And then just I started like seeing other neighborhoods being gentrified, and I'm like, yo, why does a neighborhood have to be gentrified for it to start looking good? Nah, bro, we could do that. I could do that myself. You know what I'm saying? So I started taking my own money. I never asked nobody for a handout. Never asked no artist to do nothing for free. Like, it just basically was like, yo, listen, man, I want you to do this I got this whole wall for you. I want you to make it look good. I want you to, do your thing on it, and just let me know when you could do it and how much, and I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because it also is a thing like, in the lower income communities, you come outside, all you see is the same shit. Bricks and fucking garbage and bullshit. So I wanted to change that for people in Coney Island, man. When you walk out, I want you to see some fucking colors, as if you was in Miami or something like that, or something that will influence your mind in a positive direction, because it's made for us to lose and to stay in that neighborhood our whole lives. And nah, that's not what it is. And and also, if I'm paying for it, it gotta have my logo on it. You know what I'm saying? It's also some self promotion as well.
Of course.
And it just wound up being what it is.
But it's a logo that people connect with, and they relate your personality directly to it. And through the viral shit, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it in person, you know what I'm saying? Well, we was out there in front of the store one time, and people are walking up, they're hoping and praying that you make fun of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen it, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy, son. Like, so, some people online, you know what I mean, might feel like, yo, you know what I mean, this shit is negative. You completely have it wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because
100%.
people, this is making people's day all day, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And people have grown to love that block and love you for it, man. It's amazing.
It's basically the people that talk about that. I noticed that the internet just gives everyone a voice. So some people are not in the right state of mind. Some people are dealing with mental things. Some people are not from New York and just don't know how we do out here. That shit is like a badge of honor. I'm not gonna joke with you and try to make you smile and laugh if I don't like you, or if I wish you any harm. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That shit is like It's like a term of endearment, man. Just like fuck your life used to be, man. Now people yell fuck your life and smile while doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
never done with the don't ever disrespect me. It's never done maliciously. The only time I kind of get malicious is if somebody catches me off guard. Because a lot of people, like, I'll be all over the place, especially when I just toured the country. Somebody will notice me and just try to get on me. No, don't disrespect me. Then I go in when I know there's no cameras around. I get vulgar and say some crazy shit off the wall, but it's still from a place of love. But it's also like, yo, you're not gonna get me with my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you why. Fucking, I'm the master at this shit. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. What number are we up to now?
Probably we close to 100. Like I only really numbered them. I've noticed that on Twitter is when I really like from the beginning is I would just post the brand new ones. I think yesterday I posted like don't ever disrespect me part 95. You know what I'm saying? I only number the ones that are all brand new. You know what I'm saying? Like lately I've been taking old shit and just adding pictures and shit like that. But when I do all new shit, then I number it.
No doubt. No doubt. Do you ever see yourself maybe getting on a stage with a mic and just, just fucking tearing the crowd apart, doing a comedy set in that
I
fashion?
tried it.
You did it already?
I tried it maybe once or twice. It's way harder than rapping. It's way
Right.
harder, it's way more nerve wracking, and I have a whole newfound respect for comedians.
Hell.
Cause that's somebody that people always tell is funny. Same with Paz, my man Paz. You know, we could be it's easy to be funny on the block when nobody's watching. But when people have paid to sit in seats and it's like, all right, now make me laugh, it's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta the first time they asked me to come to a comedy thing, I was like, this is easy. I could just wing it. And I got on stage. I didn't freeze up. I just did Don't Ever Disrespect Me for the whole, for like 5, 10 minutes. But it starts getting old. You gotta have some material as well. And I didn't have any material. And I was like, yo, I got a whole new respect for this. You know what I'm saying? The
You know,
second time I tried it, because my cousin Chrissy, she be throwing weed and comedy and cannabis events. So every time she does, I'll just hop on the stage and fuck around. But the weed and comedy is like two opposites. People get high and they just like don't laugh, even if they think it's funny. They're so high that they don't laugh. So you think you're bomb, and then
delayed
it
reaction
build.
shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but I've tried it a couple times, and it's definitely something that I definitely want to do. I envision doing Gorilla Weekend all over the country, man. Like where Friday would be a pop up, Saturday would be a comedy show, and then Sunday would be the hip hop show in mad different cities. That's like I vision that, and I'm speaking it into existence. It's gonna happen. Just got to figure out the logistics. But
No,
that's what I see happening. Merch, comedy, and music.
fire. Fire. Yo, I want to ask you about this song, the fucking vibes. This is probably my favorite song for you. If it ain't Take It Away, it more than likely it's this one. You know what I'm saying? This one gives that feeling of it makes me think of like they should have reopened the tunnel just for that fucking song. You know what I'm saying?
My goal set and my vision clear. I don't hang around no more cause we on a different tier. Well aware, your energy's off, I smell the fear. When some real shit happens, the fake will disappear. Yeah.
It's exactly that. You know what I'm saying? But that fucking sample, right?
Yeah,
I don't know how much of this I could talk about. You know what I'm
talk
saying?
about
But
it.
that sample is from a fucking Nightmare on Elm Street video game from 1990. Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah, fact.
Is that a game you had or got to play when you were
I
younger?
didn't. I didn't have it. So what that's my favorite song that I've ever done. So it's crazy that you said
Word.
that. Absolutely. It was just a
That shit,
whole
man.
yeah,
That
I
shit.
set off I set off all my shows with that song. I feel like lyrically I was at I don't know. You know what it is that my cousins have just passed like in August. So I don't know when I did that song, maybe January, maybe February, but from August to that point where I did that song, I didn't do any music. I wasn't really coming outside. I was in like a depressed state. I don't know, like I was mentally fucked up, and I never been that type of person, and I never been that way in my life. And that showed me, that opened my eyes and gave me a lot of empathy for people that do go through it. But I was hurt. I was hurt. I didn't know if I wanted to rap anymore. I didn't know what I wanted to do out of life. I just was so fucked up over the deaths of my two cousins. And then it came to a place where like, all right, I can't just sit home and soak, my whole life away. I have to get back into it. And I was trying to get up with Vinny Idol for years and never was able to. And finally I got in contact. He was like, yo, come by the crib. So I go by the crib. Vinny Idol got some of the hardest beats ever. You know what I'm saying? If you're not
100%.
familiar. Yeah, so I sat down with him in his crib. He played me like 20 beats. And I didn't like any of them.
Wow.
Right? And I was like, fuck. Like, I was like, yo, you just did a joint on Styles P album that I really like. He was like, oh, that's what you want? He was like, all right. But as soon as I said that, he just typed in his computer. That sample came up. And I was like, I didn't even say nothing. He just did put that on, started putting drums to it. And I was like, bro, that's the fucking one. I started writing right there on the spot. Maybe like I wrote like 2-3 bars and I was like, you know what? Just send me the beat. I said, I don't want to write on the spot. I said, I need some time, because I hadn't written in probably 6 months before that. And that shit put me right back where I needed to be. And I put a lot of pain in that. And there was a lot of just what I was going through on at the time. The only thing that ever told the truth to me was time. When some real shit happens, the fake will disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Those are like some of my favorite bars on the song. For
And that was
certain, that
all
section right
inspired.
there hits hard.
Well aware, your energy's off, I smell the fear. When some real shit happens, the fake will disappear, yeah. And we don't believe none of your rhymes, cause the only thing that ever told the truth to me was time. Facts. They talk shit, then salute me on the grind. Then I walk away, and they try to shoot me in the spine.
Yeah, that was all inspired by what was going on in my life. I don't come around no more because we on a different tier. Your energy's off. I smell the fear when some real shit happen. Yeah, and we don't. But the only thing that ever told the truth to me, yeah, that's just like it was so real at that moment in time. And when that shit came out, or when I first did the song, I drove like he's in Queens, Vinny Idol. I live, in Staten Island now, so it's like probably like an hour ride. That whole way home when he gave me that beat, I just played that shit over and over and over and over and over and over. And then the next day I just put in the pain, like just put the words to the like therapy, just like with the fucking love shit. And bro, that shit is just is my favorite shit
Magic.
ever.
That shit
Yeah,
is
and the video at
and the
Ricky Day.
video.
That was the first, for my cousin Ricky's birthday. After we did finish the mural, that was like the first Ricky Day, Ricky and Takeover Day that we had, and the video came out fire too. It had the whole hood outside, and it was just like a different type of energy.
Shit made me think of like back in the day, like the tunnel, man. Even when I was younger, fucking Club Vinyl, like when DMX and Cameron Pullett used to come on, or
Yeah,
certain shit, like it got that, you know what I mean? It definitely is from that cloth, man. You knocked that one out the motherfucking park. When you sent me the sample, it fucked my head up because I had that game, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't put it together myself,
I
you know
thought it
what I
was
mean?
Zelda. A lot of people were saying like when they heard it when it first came out, was like, "Yo, that's Zelda."
Yeah. Or fucking Golden Axe or something. You know what I'm saying? Like something
Yeah,
from that genre for sure. But yo, that shit is a masterpiece. Shout out to Vinny Idol. Word up, man, for blessing you with that one. But you made it work though. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a marriage. You know what I mean? It's a connection. But yo, when I was on your podcast, right? You asked me a question. What are some of the things you think that may have hindered me in my career, right? And I gave a diplomatic answer to that question, right? And it was completely honest. It was from the heart, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, yeah.
it was about taking responsibility, you know what I'm saying? And the truth is, I've had a lot of trouble with the law. I've had a lot of trouble with addiction, you know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot that was self-imposed, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's why I chose to answer that question that way because I felt it was the most authentic way. But I wanted to kind of frame this question to you because I could have answered it this way too. You know what I'm saying? There are certain personalities and certain kinds of people in the industry Sometimes they're referred to as cowards with power, you know what I'm saying? Or just people in a position, you know what I'm saying, that don't really have a lot of dignity, you know what I'm saying? And respect for themselves or others. Sometimes in my career, I may have let my inexperience around these people dictate my actions to a detriment,
Hmm.
right? And I know you can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Um, what is it like now when you see those people who may have tried to trip you up, throw a monkey wrench in your shit back in the days, put you on a blacklist or something? What is it like now that the tables have completely turned when you come across them?
Um, I always keep it in the back of my mind. You know how people acted when they thought it was over for me. You know, or thought I was just gonna stay an underground battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? And you treat them accordingly. You just. But one thing I did learn in just life and careers, I wish there's some of those type of people back in the days. I just would treat them with utter disrespect
Right.
or would not even acknowledge them. And you know what's the saying? You get more honey with you get more bee, whatever the fuck that saying is.
Catch more bees, right?
Yeah,
Getting
whatever the
vinegar
fuck that
and
saying.
honey and vinegar.
Yeah, like yo, you gotta be nice. You know, you gotta be diplomatic with
No
everyone
doubt.
you come across when it comes to this music business. Cause the goal of the music business is to get bigger than you are. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And become a household name. That's every rapper's fucking dream. You know what I'm
Indeed.
saying? So if I would have played that diplomatic card from the beginning of my career, as soon as I started, I would have been way further. Because they
100%.
wound up being weirdos and people that I never really liked that wound up being in positions of power where if I was nice to them or diplomatic, they could have, did a lot for me. It's all about who you know in this game and favors and shit like that, calling in favors and shit like that. So, when I see them now, it's diplomatic. Simple as that. It's nothing. It's business, not personal. You got to keep. When I'm outside, when I go outside, especially to events and all of that, I just shake hands and kiss babies. You know what I'm saying? Keep it
Doubt.
fucking diplomatic, because you never know what that person might be able to do for you down the line.
No doubt. Well said, Nems. And just to add on to that, for anybody listening, anybody, you know what I mean? Younger cats or anybody getting started or having any plans on doing anything in this industry or with music, please keep this in mind. You will come across people who are not from the culture, they're not from the
Yup.
street, and they're gonna say and do disrespectful shit to you. Try your best not to put your hands on them or make them feel so overly threatened, because that shit will harm you in
The
the long
music industry
run.
wants street artists, but then they shy away from them when they do street things.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? You have to find the balance. You have to find the balance, and you also have to know that this is a business. So the money comes first in business, first of all. And if you fucking somebody up, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna fuck the money up.
It's
Simple
gonna
as that.
haunt you. It's gonna haunt you for years, undoubtedly. Yo, Nems, I don't want to hold you too long, man. I know you're a busy man, son. I appreciate you doing this, but leave the people with just one jewel of your choice, man. I know you just dropped a couple of them just now, but give them one more. Why not, man? Some they could use.
All right. I know a lot of artists watch this. Um, as an artist, you have the power of the world in your hands. You have a phone. If you have a phone, if you have social media, if you're not promoting yourself, who the fuck is gonna do that? If you worried about why people ain't posting you, if you ain't posting yourself, why should they? You know what I'm saying? You got to treat this shit. Every single morning I wake up, I take an hour to 2 hours to post on all my social medias, every single page, all that Nems page, the FYL brand, outside with Gorilla Nems, don't ever disrespect me, videos page. I'm posting every morning myself, and on my YouTube, and on my Twitter, Threads, TikTok, all of that, bro. This shit is, I treat that's my job. As an artist, Your job is to get your music into as much eyes and hands as possible. And if you're not doing that, you're a fucking idiot. And you don't want to be successful. All right? Simple as that. You got the power of
Okay.
record labels and every fucking you got record label. You're your own record label. Treat yourself as such. Treat this shit like a business. Be militant with it. And if you don't believe in yourself, who the fuck else is?
Fire. Fire. Thank you for that, brother. I know people can certainly benefit from that. Yo, Nems, once again, thank you for taking the time, my G. And yeah, man, have a great day. Have a blessed one, brother.
Likewise.